Alrighty, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Field. I'm Jacob, and this is my co-star, Christopher. Hey,
Please
we're
don't
gonna
ca-
talk to you guys about. Oh, what's up?
please don't call me Christopher. You know I'll have to come fly out to KC and beat you up, bro. We're not gonna open up the stream with this disrespect today. Or not the stream, sorry, the
You
the
did you
video.
did, did you did you delete it? Are we starting over?
No, no, we're gonna roll it. Just
No, just delete it.
no, it's
We're
cool. No, it's
talking.
cool.
We're talking
So,
nonsense now.
so waiver wires. That's gonna be the topic of our video today. It's gonna be our second video, so thanks for coming back, y'all. Jacob, how'd you
Y'all,
did you enjoy the first weekend of games, man? Was it nice to have football back?
dude, it was so nice. This is my. I've been a big fantasy guy for years now, but this has been like the first year I've been able to watch it just due to work, in probably 2 or 3 years. So it was awesome being able to watch it. But we're gonna run through these waiver wires with you guys real quick, just like our top ads this week at each position, guys. I think you should really look at, and yeah. So Chris, you want to start off with running backs? Who you got as your top ad this week?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna bring up Fantasy Pros so we can maybe see like the top guys that are being added. I'm not gonna lie, Tony Jones Jr. and Gainwell were a lot of people I already had on my roster, but I mean they're not very roster players. I think they're supreme backups that you would love to have on your team as handcuffs, and I think that both of those guys can give you some standalone value. But I think if I was looking out there this week, Elijah Mitchell is probably the top guy I'm looking for. Like we have talked about before, that 49ers back that's going to get the bulk of your carries is he's worth a roster spot, and it's probably going to change throughout the season. But if you can have that player on your team and you know he's going to get those carries, he's going to put some points up for you in fantasy. So I think that's a player that if you're looking for a player that can help you out today, that's someone I'd probably add. But if I'm looking a little further down the field, I might add Gainwell instead.
So I feel like I kind of have a surprising running back one. It's not really flashy. The reason I'm sticking away from Elijah Mitchell for most of my fantasy leagues is just because 49ers running back, it's starting to turn into a committee. One person starting this week, one person starting the next. You got somebody like Trey Sermon who you expected high things of. He's not even playing in the game. Um, and plus, they run him into the ground so much they get hurt week in and week out. A guy that I kind of like. He's not really flashy like I was saying, but somebody that I feel like, hey, if you lost like a J.K. Dobbins early on like I did, this is somebody that could be like a nice filler running back. Mark Ingram. He had 26 touches in this last game, and believe it or not, I don't think that the Texans are going to be as bad as people think. I don't think they're going to be great. I don't think they're going to be even like middle of the pack, but I do like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a phenomenal dual quarterback. I don't think he's been given much of a chance, and I think that he's going to have the offense flowing a little bit better than what people think. And I think that Mark Ingram is the guy. I mean, he's been showing he's going to get the ball more often than David Johnson and Philip Lindsay. So keep an eye on him. And if you have a roster spot and you need a running back and you don't feel like taking a risk on a 49er, definitely, and you want to start her, go grab Mark Ingram.
How much fab do you think you'd spend on Mark Ingram if that's what the situation you were in?
If you're doing free agent bidding, I spent $11 this week on him. Um, all the other guys that I had in my league probably spent the next highest was like 5. I just wanted to secure that guy. Like I said, I had lost J.K. Dobbins earlier in the year. I had some more. I had like 2 or 3 other studs back, but if somebody else gets hurt, like this is nice. Like, hey, I can plug it in for 1 week or two. It's not somebody I expect to be in my starting lineup week in and week out, but it's somebody if you're down a running back or two due to injury, I feel like a nice pickup.
And that being said, if it was me on my two guys, Gainwell or Mitchell, I think 15-20%, we're early in the season, but these is potentially like the guys that could end up being something for us that, start the season. There's nobody that's like a clear cut guy that I want to go drop 35-40% on, but these are players that, I'd probably spend a nice little penny on. Looking at the
Yeah.
receivers, Crabtree, who off the wire this week looks really appetizing to you.
Top of the list for me is going to be Sterling Shepard. He's got a rapport with Daniel Jones. I'm not a big believer in Daniel Jones, but it's just one of those systems and teams that they're going to be down a lot. I think that Sterling Shepard has the potential to, even with the Kenny Golladay signing, he has the potential to be the number one receiver there. Another guy that I really like that's not very high on a lot of people list is Tim Patrick. Jerry Jeudy did get hurt on an ankle sprain. That is the worst sprain you can get. They're saying a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks on that sprain. And typically, with that type of injury, it is something that lingers all year round. So
It does.
I'm staying away from Jerry Jeudy for the rest of the season, and I'm going to pick up Tim Patrick. Last year with Cortland Sutton out, he played phenomenal. I'll look at the what he finished last year, but he was a great plug-in player for me. I have him on my dynasty league.
And Tim Patrick even came in this week and was still pretty productive with after Judy went down. So I think he's very much going to take that Judy role. I don't think he's going to take or Sutton's going to step up. I think that it's just going to be Tim Patrick's role that Judy steps in and replaces.
Yeah. He finished receiver 44 last year for the Denver Broncos, which may not seem very high, but like, hey, as a receiver 3 that you pick up probably in a dynasty league or fantasy league off the waiver wires or 20th plus round, that's pretty good. So, guy I would definitely keep an eye on, maybe worth a dollar or two in free agency bidding.
I definitely don't think Sterling Shepard is a player I'm looking for. He just has a long list of concussions, so it kind of scares me away. I definitely like the Tim Patrick call though. That's probably like my number one guy. If you got like an extra spot and you can store someone, I think Dalmore is someone I would potentially, if I have space, would maybe try to store. He's a player I could definitely see growing his role throughout the season, and he really fits that Arizona system, and I think he could continue to grow and make some big splashes for you and put up some chunk plays, which chunk plays are chunk points. So, what do you think about Rondale Moore?
What do you think about what?
What do you think about Rondale Moore?
It's interesting. I think that he's a year or two away from being like a legit guy. I'd want to have on my like leagues. If it was a dynasty thing, I'd probably pick him up. But redraft I probably wouldn't, just because you got guys like Kirk Cousins who's been in the, or not Kirk Cousins. Wow, Christian Kirk who's been in their system for years. You just got the addition of AJ Green this year. I don't think they pay AJ Green all that money that they did. I know it was like a 1 year, 4 or 5 million, but it's still 4 or 5 million. I don't think you pay him to be the receiver 3 on a team like that. So I think Rondale. I think he has the potential to take over, just not this year.
Quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure you and I are looking at probably the same guy, but who's your top ad this week?
Absolutely, James Winston. This is the guy. If you don't have a quarterback, or if you're the only thing you're missing is a quarterback, I would spend a large sum of your free agent bidding money on him. I think that he is going to be a potential top 10 quarterback, and I think that if that's the only piece you're missing, I think that this is the guy that can bring you home 20, 25 points a game at a floor.
I agree. I mean, I don't think I'd spend a large. I think, if I'm really quarterback needy, I might drop like 20. But I mean, after that, probably like $10 is where I'm looking at to spend. But I mean, I do agree that James Winston is someone that I think very much can be a player for you this year and be very productive. And I think that you could place him in at that QB spot and feel pretty comfortable and not have to worry a lot week to week.
Totally agree. Had LASIK surgery too, so.
Hey, it's doing wonders for him. So, tight end, who's the top guy you're looking at this week?
Tight ends, man. What's on the waiver wire? Take a swing at Dalton Schultz, man. Take a swing. There's not a lot of, like I said, outside that top like 8, 9 tight ends, there's not like a lot of guys that like I want to keep on my team. Most of the time, I only keep one tight end anyways, except for like a fill-in week. But Dalton Schultz, if an injury goes down, even without an injury, with how pass heavy that offense is, could get lucky with a touchdown. I think that he's some guy that gets open in the middle of the field too. So I could see a consistent like 3 to 5 catches from 30 to 60 yards a game. Just kind of depends. So, but for most of the time, the game script and how it's going to go, I see probably around 3 to 4 catches, 40 yards. So about 8 points a game, I would say.
I think I probably think he has a little bit higher floor. I think Dalton Schultz could give you very similar numbers to what he did last year, and I think he was sitting at 8 to 15 range a lot. He put up like 180 points for you on the season. I mean, he's not a sexy pick, but I mean, he was tight end 11, and I think he could finish very close to that space again. I mean, he had not Dak Prescott most of the season last year, so you bring Dak Prescott for him, and I mean, Blake Jarwin's going to be there, but I don't think he's going to be a big threat. I think they see that Dalton's the more productive guy. And especially with Michael Gallup down, I feel pretty good about where he's at right now. I think him and Cole Kmet are pretty similar in my eyes. I do have Dalton, I think, 2 spots higher in my current rankings. But I see them pretty both the same, and I think as the season goes on, they could progress a little. I mean, they are still like 24 and 25, so they're developing into the role each and every season. So tight end's very much a growing position. But those are the 2 guys I think I'd be looking to add this week if I really needed someone.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have some time, hit that like and subscribe button and share. We're trying to get this out off the platform and into your guys' TV sets and computers. Help us any way you can.
Drop a comment if you're like, hey, who do I need to drop for this player? We're glad to help. We'll do the best we can to always reply to you guys. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.